Well, I think it's time to just go straight into the solo shuffles with the new changes. Oh, Blade's Edge too. Oh man, it hurts. Oh man, I'm actually so scared right now. He walls himself. Disoriented full. I bop him. Ah, I tried to pop wings, but couldn't. New patch. Monka.
Yo, this is Tro from editing, and I'm gonna take the mic for a bit. I know time is money, and you probably just want the quick rundown on how does the spec feel? Better or worse? So I'm not gonna make you watch all my games to decide for yourself. Instead, right now, I'm gonna just summarize what I found out after about 100 rounds of solo shuffle with those learning games in the background. So to begin, I've broken it down into 4 main big areas of impact. Number 1, let's talk about Avenging Crusader changes. And I know I'm not the first to say this. Needing 5 holy power feels clunky, especially fresh off the ever-proccing 100% damage increase aura of Reckoning Judgments. With the Reckoning changes, we have less procced wings uptime, and then even when wings are off cooldown, if you're not managing your holy power carefully, bam! Your team's dead because you didn't have the resources to activate your wings. In that 100 round session, I can't even tell you how many times I muscle memory pressed my wings, then blew a dry judge into the enemy with no wings up. That's fun. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say that going from 25 seconds of uptime on activating Avenging Crusader to 15 seconds of uptime also takes getting used to. You need to really make sure that when you activate wings, your judge is ready to go. If you activate wings early to get a couple Crusader strikes off, chances are you'll only have time for 1 judgment during that wings period. They fall off really quick, so this can really hurt your healing output. And since I'm on a complaining about wing changes roll, I'll add just one more thing in. It feels like you get punished for using Word of Glory now. In this learning session of mine, there's been too many times where Wings has a few seconds left on CD, so I instinctively am cycling through my healing rotation, meaning getting out as many Word of Glories as possible. But here's an example of the problem. I just cast Word of Glory, I'm back down at 1 to 2 holy power, and now I need wings, and I need them now! But unless I have Divine Toll available, it's gonna take me multiple globals to get there. And as all you healers know, a few globals is all it takes to fall behind and lose the game. So now when I have wings off cooldown, I find myself just spamming my normal heals and overcapping on holy power in case I need to cast wings in a pinch. Which, as all of you Paladin enthusiasts know, the less holy power spent, the less wing proc uptime you get. So, overcapping holy power in a way is kinda like shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, now that I got all that complaining out of my system, let me take off my cranky crybaby hat and take some accountability as the player. New wings are not all bad. Honestly, they're probably just as good, if not better than previously. The true nerf is Reckoning procs, and I think it's making the new wings feel worse than they really are. Let me explain. Not having game-saving Reckoning procs every 20 seconds, alongside a shorter, more mistake-punishing wings duration, and not being able to activate them instantly in a pinch due to holy power requirements, all come together into this perfect storm of feeling challenging or even clunky. The class is super different now, and let's be honest, in the past, some lobbies, the Reckoning procs would basically play the game for you. So I'd just like us to erase old Reckoning from our brains, rest in peace, and just talk about the Avenging Crusader changes. I think we can all find a little more peace with them that way. First of all, new Avenging Crusader by default has more uptime. So with proper holy power management, we'll have our reliable non-proc based wings more than in the past. Granted, that holy power management is tricky. I do think that Avenging Crusader actually has more potential than its previous iteration. But at the same time, Avenging Crusader's skill ceiling just got higher, and the skill floor went right on up with it. Meaning that if you're a Gigapala, you'll probably frag more reliably with wings than in the past. And players like myself who sit in the middle range are gonna just need to take time to adjust our playstyles. Changing how we pool our holy power, being more greedy with Divine Toll, and making sure to wait for Judge before we activate wings to get maximum value. Which, speaking of Divine Toll, with the changes to wings, this instant 5 holy power generating ability just got a lot more valuable. Meaning, I'm really gonna think twice before using it for passive heals or for gambling on wing procs. Instead, I found success holding onto it as a guaranteed way to get my wings up when I really need them. When I have Divine Toll available, it also lets me spam out Word of Glories without worrying about being tapped on holy power when I need to activate wings. Instead, I'm using my abilities like normal, and then when they really need me to activate wings, if I don't have 5 holy power pooled, I just activate Divine Toll right there, and bam! wings are back up. Okay, so that was probably the one that we had the most to say about, but now number 2 talking point is a big one, Reckoning Aura. We all know its heal potential has seen a serious decrease, and the wings uptime we get from it has also plummeted, but although it's no longer a lay on hands for your entire team, there's still a really nice proc to get. From my testing, I found they're dealing around 30k plus damage and healing for around 80,000 or more. So although it's not what it used to be, it's still strong when you get it. Unfortunately, you just get it 50% less. To be totally honest, from a class design perspective, it felt a little absurd how powerful this one proc was. You could seriously nullify 10 globals worth of mistakes just by getting a proc. That said, was the nerf too much? Did they need to nuke the healing potential and cut the uptime in half? I'm curious to hear anyone's thoughts, so please let me know. The one really nice part about the Aura of Reckoning changes, it does crit all the time now, so we can pretty reliably get the same amount of healing out of it. I was tuning into Borngood's stream yesterday, and he was pretty adamantly stating that Melee Wing Spec has been nerfed, and I think there's really no way to deny it. Reckoning procs were just insane. Additionally, because the new wings require such a different playstyle, I think it's hard to really say how much better or worse they really are right now. But after playing all those solo shuffle rounds, I will say there are some changes to H-Pala that are 100% buffs and they feel good. Leading me to my number 3 talking point. Our wall is a 30% reduction now. It may only be 10% increased, but man, it feels good to have such reliable damage reduction. Combining this with the 15% damage reduction from Aura Mastery, I've certainly found myself holding on to bubble in places I wouldn't normally be able to. Plain and simple. And number 4, having our good old-fashioned heals buffed all around also feels much better. When a moment arises where you can spam Holy Lights in the back unpunished, I mean, there's just no denying it. That shit pumps. And on stream, someone showed me a screenshot of a 215k Flash of Light crit using Divine Favor. I know this will get you caster build Paladin's ears all perked up, but according to Borngood, caster build is better than it was, but is still not competitive with Melee Wings, primarily due to its old school hard caster playstyle, leaving you too vulnerable to kicks and control effects. But as a Melee Wings player, the healing buffs have been nice for sustained healing outside of wing phases. So I think that's about the most notable things I've noticed so far. I hope you found this useful and timely. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more of my content, please check out my Road to Elite series. As this is my first season healing, the goal of the series is to climb my way up to 2400 solo shuffle rating on my H-Pala. So far, my peak is 2244. I know reaching Elite is a pretty tall goal and leaves lots of room to improve. So if you're a newer healer such as myself, I hope to share the experience so you can learn from my mistakes. That said, Editing Tro is now going to sign out. Also, if you enjoy arena healing content, please leave a like, subscribe, and let me know how you're liking 10.0.5 in the comments. I'll be seeing all you tomorrow with the second video of the Road to Elite series. And of course, thank you so much for being here.